Hey everyone, this is Dylan, and today I'll be doing a television show review for you guys. So the television show that I'm reviewing today is I Know What You Did Last Summer. This is a new show that just finished its first season on Amazon Prime, and I really kind of liked it. So let's kind of get into what it's about. So, I Know What You Did Last Summer follows a group of friends. We've got twins Allison and Lennon, and then we have Lennon's best friend Margot, Allison's kind of love interest Dylan, and then Riley, who also likes Dylan, and then we also have Johnny, who is best friends with Margot. And they have just graduated from high school. There's a giant graduation party at Margot's place. Lennon and Allison get into a fight over a lot of different things because Lennon is kind of like this very popular girl, and Allison is very unpopular. She's kind of depressed. There's a long history of things that have happened to her and her family, and it kind of has just really weighed on her, while Lennon is a little bit more of a free spirit and stuff. So they get into this fight, and Allison's like, I'm out of here. So she tries to grab her sweater, but somebody's sitting on top of it, so she grabs Lennon's jacket and heads out to the Jeep that I guess they share. She's sitting in there, she is kind of going over things in her head before she starts to head home, and then Margot and Johnny and Dylan and Riley all hop into the vehicle, and they think that she is Lennon. And so I don't remember exactly where they are supposed to be going, but they are traveling along the highway, and like in the movie, Allison hits someone. And they get out, they go and look, and they realize that Allison hit Lennon. But Allison's the only one that knows that it's actually Lennon. All of her friends think that they hit Allison. And so they decide to make this pact that they are going to take the body and put it in the sea cave. And the sea cave is, in low tide, it is a regular cave, and at high tide the water comes in, and anything that is in this cave gets washed out to sea. And there was like this cult that killed themselves in this cave, and half their bodies could not be found, so they're like, this is the best way to do it. We have Allison, who goes back home. Her dad immediately realizes that it's Allison, and she's very distraught. She's very upset, and he's like, what happened? And so Allison comes clean and says that they hit Lennon, they put her in the sea cave, and Allison's dad is like, you're gonna have to take over Lennon's life. I'm not losing two daughters tonight. And then we fast forward 1 year, and it's summer after Allison as Lennon's first year at college, and she comes home for the summer, and she starts hanging out with her friends. When she gets back, she opens the closet, and there's the infamous I Know What You Did Last Summer, and there's a goat head. And then one by one, people around this friend group start dying, and that's where I'm going to leave the synopsis. So I just want to say right out that this show is nothing like the movie series. I don't know about the book because I've never read the book, but I know that it is nothing like the movie series. So if you like the movie series, you need to lower your expectations of what the show is about, because it's just loosely based off of the general idea of what happened in the movie, where there's a group of friends, they hit somebody, then they try to cover it up the body, and then somebody comes after them. So this is really its own thing with that general idea. I do kind of wish we got a little bit more homages to the movie. This may sound dumb, but I do really wish that we got the infamous line, "What are you waiting for?" that Jennifer Love Hewitt gives. And I also do think that I wish we had a better chase scene in this show, much like the Helen Shivers chase scene that we have in the movie. But I think that there are elements of this, so if you do like the series, you will liked the show. But I think that this is very in line with a Scream, and especially the Scream television series. I think that if you liked the Scream television series, at least the first 2 seasons, I know the 3rd season was pretty bad, but I think if you liked that, you will like this show. I also really liked the setting. This show was set in Hawaii, which we don't really get many shows that are set in Hawaii, and it's just a gorgeous landscape and place that I do really appreciate that this was filmed there. I think that something that might turn some of the people that might watch the show off is that a lot of our characters start off pretty unlikable. And it's kind of like that generational divide. I could see a lot of people in older generations not liking the show because these are like Gen Z type characters. I am technically considered a millennial, but like I'm on the right on that border between millennial and Gen Z, and so I kind of fit in both categories. So I did like this. It is very similar to a lot of like teen shows, particularly Pretty Little Liars. I think that they share a lot of similarities, but this is just like an amped up Pretty Little Liars. Maybe, so say Pretty Little Liars is a 5, this is at like a 10. So I do think that that could potentially be an issue for some people. I think another one of the issues that horror fans might have with this show is some of the kills. So I think that some of the kills were really cool. We have a couple Hannibal-esque kills, and I really do think that that was pretty interesting. But I think that one of the issues is that a lot of our kills in the show happen off screen, and we just see the aftermath of the kill. I think that it is probably done to avoid giving any like hints or spoilers to who the killer might be. Alright, so now I usually don't do this, but I think that this is a new enough show and there is a lot to talk about in the spoiler realm. So this is your warning for a spoiler alert. I'll put a little thing so you'll know that everything from now on is a spoiler. So we do have a cult in this show, and we only really hear about the cult. We don't really know a ton about it. But in the last couple episodes, we start hearing a lot more about the cult. And Allison and Lennon's mother comes back, who was presumed dead. But we find out that the father was just lying about it, and she's actually been alive the whole time. But she comes back to get this Bible that the cult has, and we realize that she's still a cult member. And she keeps mentioning a prophecy. And that's all super interesting, and I think that that will play a large role in what happens in Season 2, if we get a Season 2, because as of right now, I do not believe that the show has been renewed or anything like that. And let's talk about the killer reveal. So, Margot has been killing everyone all along, and I do think that this kind of answers one of the issues that I had with the show starting off, was how did none of the friends realized that Lennon was not acting like Lennon and that Allison was pretending to be Lennon. And we find out in the killer monologue, in Margot's monologue, that she knew all along that, well, not necessarily all along, but she knew once they went off to college that Allison was pretending to be Lennon, and so that's kind of why she started killing everyone. And it's like her love for Lennon is what kind of like caused her to start killing everyone. So I thought that that was interesting. I am really shocked that Allison took Margot's side, and it gave me real You, the TV show vibes with Joe and Love. So I think that that's kind of interesting, and I will be interested to see how it plays out in the future. And the final twist of Riley opening up her eyes. I think that that was shocking. I did not expect to see that coming because I really thought that she was dead. And I think that the cult is going to play into what happens with the storyline, because they mentioned that prophecy quite a few times, and I feel like the prophecy is something about bringing somebody back to life. And so I originally thought that it was going to be Lennon. They were going to bring Lennon back, but that wouldn't work because they burned her body in the funeral that they had. So I do think that it's interesting that Riley is coming back. I think maybe she will be able to save Dylan from prison, and Dylan is, I think, trying to restart the cult. It'll all be really interesting. I'm going to end this review on my rating of the show. I give it a 3.5 out of 5. I really did end up really liking it. I came to really like these characters, and overall I thought that the mystery was interesting. But that is it for this review. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know in the comments down below what you have thought of I Know What You Did Last Summer, the television show, whether you liked it or you didn't like it, and why. And remember, if you're not already subscribed and you'd like to be, please hit that subscribe button down below and give this video a like if you liked it. Thank you guys for watching, and have a great day. Bye.